Welcome to Regency Fresh Kitchens. My name is Sarah. I'm from the Hugh Embry Library in Dade City, and today I'm going to be making molten lava cakes. Making the molten lava cakes is really simple. It only takes a handful of ingredients. You have 1 cup of chocolate chips, 3 eggs, ½ cup of flour, a teaspoon of vanilla, ½ cup of sugar, and 1 stick of butter. The first step is you have to melt your chocolate chips and your butter together in a microwave for 60 seconds. Okay, so we went ahead and melted our chocolate chips in our butter. That was 1 cup chocolate chip to 1 stick of butter. And you're just gonna give it a stir. It will look a little lumpy at first, but just keep stirring. The chocolate will eventually melt. You don't want your chocolate to be too hot because you don't want to cook your eggs in the chocolate. We're just gonna stir it up until it's well combined. Okay. All right, so in another container, we're going to mix our 3 eggs. And you want to take a fork, and you just want to break them up a little bit, kind of get them pre-separated. Then you want to add your sugar. Mix that in until it's really well incorporated. Like that. Easy. We're going to sprinkle in our flour. Make sure you get all the lumpy lumps out. And then lastly, you want to put your vanilla in. All right. So once you get everything combined, here comes the fun part. You're going to add your melted chocolate to your egg mixture, but you want to start out kind of slow. You don't just want to dump the whole thing in. You want to take a little bit of the mixture, kind of pour about, I don't know, maybe 1/4 cup, and just sort of mix it. Once it gets fairly mixed together, you want to add a little bit more. Bring it together. Then after you do that, you can add everything. Okay. And give it a good mix. Once everything gets fully mixed, you want to be sure to grease up your ramekins. So you want to take a little cooking spray, whatever you got, and you just want to, just very gently, spray around the inside. Now you can do this over a sink so that way you don't make a big mess, but I'm just going to go ahead and do one right here, just so you can see. Just about that much, not too much. Okay, now that we've greased up our ramekins pretty lightly, we want to go ahead and add our batter to them. Now you don't want to overfill them because they do have eggs and they're going to rise. So you want to go about 2/3 the way. These cute little ramekins have a nice little line on it. I use this one just to show you this one doesn't, but remember, you only want to go about 2/3 of the way full. All right. Now this recipe will make about 4 servings. But I only have 3 ramekins today, so we're just going to have to eat the raw batter with the leftovers. Someone's going to have to suffer. It's okay. All right. There we go. And I know it doesn't look like it's a lot. You're thinking, oh, that's not going to be a very big serving, but trust me, this is so rich and decadent that one of these will do you in. You don't need to go overboard. All right. If you get some on the edges, don't panic about that either. You can get a little paper towel and we're just going to clean it off. Not a problem. Try to be neater than I am though. There we go. So one of the awesome staff members here actually found a 4th ramekin for us to use, so I can show you how we're going to stack inside the Instapot, because you don't just have to cook flat. So we just have our basic good old Instapot here. I'm going to take the lid off. Whoop. I'm backwards, so there we go. All right. Now inside I have this little device came with the pot. It has little egg holes in it. You can put eggs in it, but it also makes a great stand for cooking on. So all you have to do is add 2 cups of water. Pop that in. Then we're going to take our little ramekins, load them up. 1, 2, 3. All right, so yes, you can, if you can balance it. Oh, look at that. So you can cook the 4 in there. And then all we have to do is put our lid back on. The important thing when you're cooking with an Instapot is to make sure that your little valve is on seal. If it's on venting, it just won't work properly. So you want to make sure it's right in the middle there for seal. Okay, now that we got everything in the pot, we're going to set it to manually for 8 minutes. It's going to take a few moments for it to boil, to come to boil. When it does, the little safety switch is going to go off, and then the countdown will begin. And in exactly 8 minutes, we're going to come back and flip the venting switch. Okay, so our cakes are done. It's been 8 minutes and we're gonna go ahead and release the pressure from the machine. Now you don't wanna put your face, you don't want that kind of facial, you don't wanna put your hands over this because it's gonna come out screaming hot. There we go. It missed it actually. And it can take a few moments for the pressure to release. Don't panic. All right, so the important thing is you want to take the lid off kind of vertically and move it aside. Don't just lift it up because there's going to be water droplets all inside the lid. So do that as best as you can. Move it aside. Oh, we had a cake come over. Not a problem. Not a crisis. I'm just going to move that right there. All right. So you can see that one fell over. It's okay. It's okay. Not a problem. We did lose one. That's okay too. That one will taste just as good with a spoon than it will. You can eat right out of it. You can see inside. I'm actually going to move this top one so you can see it a little better. All right. So you see, I'm not sure how well the camera's picking it up. There's a little bit of moisture on top of that cake. You just want to take a paper towel and just try to dab up a little bit of that moisture. Now the important part is you have to let them wait. You have to wait 5 minutes before you can eat it. I know it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult, but just wait the 5 minutes and I promise it'll be worth it. Okay, so as you can see, it's been about 5 minutes and we're going to take them out now. Oh, and this is the one that fell apart. It's okay. If yours doesn't work out, fine, just put it in a bowl and serve it. I promise it'll be just as delicious. But we're going to take one out like this, and you can kind of see that it's starting to pull away from the edges. You can also see that it's firmed up in that 5 minutes. It's not quite as liquidy as it looked when it first came out. So all you got to do, take a plate, set it on there, turn it over, pop, and you just kind of lift it off, and then out comes, oops, your perfect little cake. Can you imagine this if you want to put a little ice cream on it, a little powdered sugar, some fruit, all of that, that'd be amazing with it. But the best part, everybody wants to see, right here. So when you crack it open, you get all the ooey gooey that wants to come out of the cake. So it's hot, it's delicious. can't beat it. Totally decadent. And as you can see, it took us maybe 15 minutes to make this. So I hope you give this a try. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do try it and it does or does not work out for you, please let me know. Come find me. Let me know what you think of it. Y'all have a good day.